We have a lot of big news that we need to talk about in this month's market report. If you're watching this, we are in the process of seeing Hurricane Ian bear down on the state of Florida. Time will tell eventually what happens there. But we've got some big news here in terms of the market numbers. We're gonna have to figure out what's gonna happen with the fallout of the storm and figure out where everything goes. So let's jump right into it. So first and foremost, I hope that you are safe if you own property in Florida, that you've done everything needed to prepare for the storm. We still don't know, it's a little early on our end to be able to figure out exactly where the storm is going, but I do want to say, please make sure that you are doing everything to stay safe. We have seen many storms come through Florida that change directions, and we are located in Southwest Florida. It doesn't look like it's gonna hit us now, but that can change at a moment's notice. We'll still get lots of wind, still get lots of rain. So please, again, make sure that you are safe. So let's get into the numbers in terms of real estate in Southwest Florida and help understand what's going on in our world. Okay, so first of all, we always want to talk about the closed sales year over year. And we're talking about both Collier and Lee counties, which comprised of all of Southwest Florida. And in Collier County, we have 379 closed properties. These are single family homes. That's down 33% year over year. That's a big change. And in Lee County, we have 1,166 properties that have sold in the past month, and that is down 15% year over year. So again, both Lee and Collier are experiencing less sales here in 2022 than what we had in 2021. Now, as we go on to the median price, this one is really interesting to me, and it's something that I've been following, and I think you need to pay attention to as well. And so in Collier County, the median price of a single family home is $755,000. That's up 22% year over year. Now, if you watched my market update last month, you saw that that was at $748,000. And so we're up just a little bit month over month. That is very big news because the 2 months prior to that, we had gone down by about 15% in terms of the median price of a single family home in Collier. We were at $875,000. Now we're at $755,000, a $120,000 reduction. But over the course of the past 30 days, that has stayed consistent and actually risen a little bit. So we're not going down quite like we were the past 2 months. Now, as we go over to Lee County, that's $420,750. That's up 17% year over year. And it was $420,000 last month. So we're seeing a stabilization that is happening in the market. And that's very important because we were, again, falling off a cliff for a little bit there. And that's starting to level out. Days on market, 35 days on market before a sale in Collier can expect to get a contract, a property. That's up 106%. So that's double of what it was last year. And we're at 21 days in Lee County. And that's up 62% year over year. So again, these are big increases in the days on market. So if you are a potential seller looking to put your property on the market, we should expect it to take a longer period of time to get a contract. And we should also expect that there's not going to be 30 or 40 people knocking down the door trying to buy your home. Times have changed from that perspective. New listings, we have 488 in Collier. That's down 12%. And then we have 1,553 in Lee. That's down 3%. So we actually have less listings coming on the market now than we did last year. Last year was a major shortage of inventory. And so I just find that quite interesting because as soon as prices start to fall, generally a lot of people put their properties on the market trying to capture that higher dollar. And we're not seeing that type of behavior at this given moment. Now, pending inventory, we have 728 pending in Collier. That's down 29%, and 2,054 pending in Lee County. That's down 19%. So a lot less properties are pending this year compared to this time last year. The month supply. So we're at 3.2 months of inventory in Collier. That's significant. That's 167% more than what we had last year. And then we have 2.5 months of inventory in Lee County, and that is 127% more than last year. As we see that inventory creep closer to the 4-month time frame, that's what we consider equilibrium in the marketplace when it's between 4 and 6 months worth of inventory. And so based on the pace of sales versus how many are available, we're seeing, especially in Collier County, that the market is hitting equilibrium and starting to favor more of a buyer from that perspective. And dollar volume in Collier is $524 million transacted. That was just down 6%, which is not huge year over year compared to some of the stats that we're seeing. And $675 million in Lee County, which is actually up 5%. And that has largely to do with the prices being higher. We have, more dollar per property sold, less property selling, but it still is a little bit higher in Lee County. And so as I mentioned, how to make sense of all of this, we are seeing a shift that's been happening that's moving from one of the strongest sellers markets we have ever seen into a market that is starting to favor the buyers. We're starting to see buyers be able to buy with financing. For a long time, it was only cash transactions were getting accepted. So buyers with financing are getting accepted. Buyers with low down payment, their contracts are getting accepted. And this is the real crazy one. Buyers who are asking for seller concessions, as in the seller paying for some of the closing costs, those contracts are also starting to get accepted. And so if you are a buyer, this is really good news for you. Now, on the other hand, we know interest rates have been continuing to climb, and that is not so great news for you as a buyer. The Fed is doing everything they can to try to slow down this inflation train that we are on, and it seems like that might be working a little bit too well from that perspective. Now, if you are a potential seller in this market, I believe that this timing is really impeccable to look at selling. And I say that because we're not in our high season, which is January, February, March, and goes into April. But at that time is when a lot of people put their homes on the market. So I am forecasting that we're going to see our inventory increase even more as we get into season. And so that's more competition for you as a seller. Yes, there's more snowbirds in town. Yes, that means there's more potential buyers, but if there's more inventory than there are buyers, that's not a good thing for the price appreciation that you would be looking for as a seller. Now, if you could do me a favor and like this video and subscribe to the channel, that really helps the YouTube algorithm throw this video out to more people and give that some love. So I would appreciate that. And as always, if you have any questions, please post in the comments, anything related to Florida real estate. Happy to answer that. Me and my team are here to serve. Look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks and have an amazing day.